Hello everyone. Not the most ideal setup, but I promise, like, setting you up and starting you, I was very safe. Also, if the audio is terrible on this, I am so sorry. But I am running late, so I had to, like, compromise. Welcome back to my channel, first of all. Today we are gonna go and get some testing done. We are doing a DEXA scan and a MRM test, just so I can get a good idea of like my bone density after so many rounds of chemo and cancer and all of that. And then the RMR is just to like checks a whole bunch of things, but overall it just sees how many like calories my body burns at rest. It's good overall to know how many calories you burn at rest, like actually with a real test, not just based on like trackers or general information, just because then you can kind of adjust your protein intake based on what you need. So like if my body needs more muscle because from cancer and chemo it deteriorates your muscle, then I need to know the RMR so I can know how much protein my personal body needs. So yeah, overall it's just like information, and that's what we like around here, information. Okay, you guys, I'm really hoping that my last clip you could actually hear me because I was like driving and everything. So I'm gonna go over my results from the DEXA scan, which there was very exciting news on it. Can I just tell you the anxiety that I had last night about getting this scan? Just so stupid because it is voluntary scans. It's voluntary testing, but when you've been in the cancer world for so long, like I just realized talking to my husband, all of my 20s, when people talk about, oh my gosh, my 20s were like such a fun year, I like was with friends and I was growing into the person I wanted, like was learning to be whatever. My 20s were literally just cancer. I either had cancer or I was recovering from cancer, or like there was other major stuff going on in my life. And so I'm literally almost 30 and I just finished cancer, if that makes sense. When you're in that world for so long, any kind of test that comes up, I just have like sheer anxiety for it, because I just assume I'm gonna get bad news because that's been my whole life, right? How big is the tumor this time? If you don't know what a DEXA scan is, it's like a super in-depth scale almost with an x-ray essentially. So it'll tell you like how heavy your skeleton is, how your bone density, your visceral fat, which visceral fat is the fat around your organs. That's the dangerous fat. If you have too much of that, it like has cardio disease and like liver, all these types of things, really bad stuff. It also gives like your general muscle mass amount, your body fat percentage, like regular body fat. Yep, lean mass, visceral. The T-score is your bone density, and then actually splits your body up into left and right. So like on my arms, you can see the body fat side and the lean mass side, so I can see how much muscle I have on like the left versus right side of my body, which was so cool because then I can see if I'm like favoring one side or whatever, and I'm like just about even on everything, which I was very happy about. The only thing that's like more different is my legs, but that makes sense because I'm right leg dominant, and so like that's normal to have more muscle on your right leg versus your left. And I did not know that they were able to do the weight of my just skeleton alone. I knew that it was gonna weigh like my bones, but I didn't know it could just, I mean obviously I guess, but whatever. There's only a few things I'll give you like obviously specific numbers on because that is not what matters in the grand scheme of things. But my visceral fat, so the fat around my organs. I wasn't expecting it to be too high, and it wasn't. They have like excellent, fair, and needs focus, but mine was in the excellent range, which I was really happy about because that's something I don't need to worry about. And then my lean mass, which is my like amount of muscle, I was at 90 pounds. Yes! I was so excited. And the reason why I'm so excited about that is because chemo, if you've done chemo before, chemo deteriorates your muscle. It literally, because it's active, and chemo kills anything that's active. So that's why, like, if you're a female, well, and you're a male, I guess, but I don't really know the specifics on males because you guys, like, grow your reproductive stuff over and over versus females, we have what we have and that's it. But chemo kills your eggs, right, if you're a female, and so that's why you go infertile. And so same thing happens with muscle. Because it's active, the chemo will just like shred it, and like, I don't know the correct terms, but in my mind it was just like disintegrating into nothing. Almost like the Wicked Witch when she gets water thrown onto her. It was all just leaving my body. So I was really excited to see that like I was in the good range, because lean mass, it has needs focus, fair, good, excellent, and elite. I do not care to get anywhere near the elite. We're not trying to win any competitions around here. I just want to be alive. So I was really, really excited to see I had 90 pounds of muscle, because that means I can stand up for longer in my lifetime. Also, it was just kind of interesting. We have a scale, as do most people, and it's like a nicer scale where it divides out like your muscle weight and stuff like that, and versus your body weight, or like your fat weight, body fat percentage, fat weight, body fat percentage. And that scale was wrong compared to the DEXA fit, which I knew that they are, but I wasn't thinking it was like that big of a margin. I was thinking maybe like half a pound off, maybe 1 pound. It's kind of fun because it tells you, so when it divides your body up into like, here's your arms lean mass, it like tells you how many pounds of muscle are like on that area of your body. So like I have 9 pounds of muscle on these girls, which I do not have like big ol' arms. When I pick up a 10-pound weight now, I can be like, oh yeah, got that. And when you go from like not being able to lift a spoon to your mouth and even feed yourself, let alone like walking up the stairs by yourself, passing out in bathrooms because you literally can't hold up your body, and just stuff like that, seeing that you have that much muscle on your arms. I don't care about like any other part, right? Like I don't care about where the fat is and all of that. I don't care what it looks like. I care that I can lift a spoon and feed myself. I'm very excited. I already knew I could do these things, but there's something about having numbers and really solid data telling you what you already know, if that makes sense. Because like if someone, same thing, if someone measured my hair right now and told me, hey, you have this length of hair, I would probably start crying, because I've been bald so many times that just like hearing and seeing a number is just like so exciting for something that you didn't have, if that makes sense. And it's not like I had a DEXA scan any other time in my life. This is literally my first one ever. It's very exciting. I'm like geeking out, it's fine. The other really big thing that this is what I was worried about. I was worried about my muscle and just like how much of that I had, and if needing to gain more because of all the chemo and whatever. But the other big thing was my bone like density. That just, again, with chemo just it kills everything, right? Chemo alone, plus the fact that you're not walking so much, you're not really working out, like you can't really when you're doing chemo and in the middle of it. But when she pulled up my bone density, I had like told this girl my story and the things that I was worried about, and she like started tearing up when she brought up my number, because it is like over excellent. Like I am all the way, it gives you like your score, and then for everything it gives you like a target, so like something that you can work on over the next few months. Not like to be the elite, just like a little bit better than what you are. My T-score was 1.8. My target, like the target it gave me, was 1.8. So that means like I am, guys, I was so excited that this was like perfect. Like I am just knowing I'm doing the things I need to do, I'm doing them consistently, I'm feeding my body the way I need to, and just like to see numbers like that, I'm just really proud, okay? And there's few times, you know, where like I'm just really proud of my body, the things I've been doing, and the way that I've like healed from cancer. And just to see the numbers on it just makes me like so excited and like so emotional. And like this girl didn't even know me and she's like getting emotional. So yeah, I was really excited. I asked my husband how much he thought my skeleton weighs, and he was like, oh, I don't know, like 35 pounds. It's 5 pounds. Isn't that crazy? I would have surely thought it was more than that. It's so crazy. And she said the biggest one she's ever seen, like heaviest she's ever seen, was 8 pounds. Guys, that seems so small of an amount. It's crazy. So those are the really exciting things about the DEXA. The other thing that I did while I was there, I got an RMR test done. So that's your resting metabolic rate. So essentially your metabolism, what your body burns calorie-wise, just chilling, doing nothing, breathing, blinking, your organs doing their stuff. I needed to know this number so I can more accurately calculate the calories that my body needs to continue growing muscle. Because I know I need to keep increasing my muscle, especially as I'm coming up on 30. That's where for females it starts to just really dip off hard. So I just want to be sure I'm aware of what my specific body needs and not like guessing based on other studies, science, all the other things. It's just really nice to have my exact number. So I got that number for myself. Everyone's will be different, so I'm not going to share it. But from there, I've spent the last, how long have I been doing this? Half hour maybe? I always use ChatGPT to like simplify out all of my thoughts because they're just running. And then it makes me like an organized plan. So I know the days that I like lift weights, the days that I run for soccer to get ready for that, and then my rest days. And so people don't have to do this, but just for me, I want to do a test, which I don't think I said this. Did I say this yet in a video? My husband and I did 75 hard, and so I tracked for 75 days. And guys, it was, I've mentioned before, I've never tracked like consistently. I've tracked like a few days and then a week just to see like if I was hitting my fiber count that I needed to, protein count, like that's literally all I was tracking for. But for the past 75 days we tracked, and it was just really eye-opening on adjusting the things that I'm doing and ways to get a little bit more protein in, and ways in order to do that, and the way that my body felt best, like different forms of protein, what felt the best to me. And it's so interesting. I'm like dipping into, not in the world of dieting, but like figuring out my own body, you know, and how to best support my own body. I'm gonna start tracking again because I do have a few goals that I want to hit, and I will like technically be putting myself in a deficit, like a calorie deficit, but it is not like other people's deficits. If you, I'm like going on a huge tangent right now. This video is gonna be long. I've talked about Dr. Stacy Sims before. It's one of my favorite books. She's not a book. She wrote the book Roar, and it's for women specifically, and it's what our bodies are doing, essentially. She talks about how for women, we cannot do these like big ol' 500 calorie deficits or like 300 calorie deficits. She suggests the max be 150 to 200 calorie deficit per day, which is a very, very small amount. It's like one of my, and I only know this because we tracked the past 75 days, one of my brown butter chocolate chip cookies, like there is no health put into these. There's no special ingredients, just like run of the mill. There are 300 calories. So thinking just halving one of those or just like not having one of those one day, that's it. That's all the difference it needs to be versus like not having bread all day long and just stuff like that. Because let me tell you, the past 75 days I was technically in a deficit, and I actually hit the deficit that I'm staying on. I think it's a little bit higher actually. I'm going to increase on my lifting days and my running days versus my rest days. So yeah, that was a whole spiel. Anyways, that's my plan, is what I'm getting at. And what I'm trying to say, I guess, is deficits do not need to be big. You do not need to lose a bunch of weight in like 2 days. And it can be done like healthfully and sustainably, and also grow muscle at the same time. I really wish I had done a DEXA scan at the beginning of 75 days and then now, but now I can just kind of do another 75 days. It's gonna be like, I'll probably get another one in 6 months or maybe 3. It's just that they're expensive, and as much as I love numbers, I like doing other things. That's my plan. Obviously, I'm not going into numbers specifically for my body and my height. The only thing I guess I can safely talk about, I just don't want to hurt anyone else's mental health when it comes to this kind of stuff. Experimenting with my own like nutrition needs and stuff like that. It's me, and I'm different than every other human being in this whole planet. No one else is my height, my weight, has done the same amount of chemo as me, had the same like complications as me, had a baby the same time as me. Like there is no one else who has done your life exactly like you. So you can't like copy anyone else's nutrition needs, if that makes sense. But my goal, regardless on the day, is to hit 130 grams of protein. That is so much protein. But if I want to build muscle, I want to gain hopefully 5 more pounds of muscle, because that will be ideal as I hit 30 and start tanking. Because then it's harder to grow. You can grow it. Don't be deterred by that. But like, I'm trying to prep and just like stay one step ahead. In order to do that, I have to up my protein. So even though I swear I put protein in everything now, like I mill my own flour, that alone adds so much more protein to any bread that I make, any muffin I make, pancakes that I make, literally everything. And it doesn't taste like crap. Because some protein powders just taste horrible. But yeah, I need to try and add that more in. So I guess over the next while, when I share recipes, I will be attempting to stick more protein in there. But if you listen or talk to anyone with nutritional education, they're probably going to tell you to eat more protein in general, because your body just needs it. So regardless on if you're building muscle or not. Okay, my kid just woke up from her nap, and so I am going to go wake her, well, not wake her up because she's already awake. I'm gonna go get her up, And sorry, I was just checking on her because last night she had a bloody nose and was like crying out for me, and I just thought she was, it was a bad mom moment, okay? Not that I would have known, but like I just thought she was fighting super hard to go to bed, but no. I went in the middle of the night because she woke up in the middle, just blood everywhere because from a bloody nose. It was so bad. Anyways, thanks for coming back to my channel. I am really excited, and this video is so long and it's just chatty. Thanks for being here, and I'm excited to like be validated by numbers that my body is okay, it's looking really healthy, that everything I'm doing is like really beneficial for me. And so yeah, I'm just really excited. Okay, well, I'm gonna go edit this, I believe, or actually I'm gonna go write my first blog post. So yay me. Guys, this whole process is a lot. Anyways, okay, thanks for coming back to my channel, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.